the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias. And we back. It's the Best of Bias podcast, live and direct from the place to be. Yeah, Studio B, not Studio A. Okay, what you guys say? Nothing today. What you mean? Farce. That was spoken word. But yeah, let's get into this pop culture. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get through this real fast because a lot of this stuff I didn't do hella research on, but it's just such stuff that's in the pop culture sphere. And this is some announcements as well. Got some stuff to talk to y'all about, some reviews. So I might skip around a little bit, some fast talk, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's get right to it. So continuing with the sports talk, not really, excuse me, I burped right there. Very unprofessional of me. But to continue with the topic of sports a little bit, I say pop culture because it's Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods is back. He transcends sports. He made his return today at the Hero World Challenge. Shout out Damo for throwing the story across, even though I saw it, but the details. He's my resident golf guy. I'm gonna reach out to him and P. Paul Young. I don't know what he wants to go by, so I ain't gonna throw his government out there, but you know who you are. When you're ready to be on the podcast and get a name for yourself, I'm just call you Paul for now. Hey, Paul. I go to them for the golfing, but he wanted me to talk about Tiger, so I'm gonna talk about Tiger. You feel me? Tiger is back, Hero World Cup, Albany, Bahamas. He played pretty well for the first round. It looks like best start at the World Challenge since 2015, so that's good. He's been off for 236 days since the Masters when he withdrew. Yeah, and he's had like some surgeries and he had a pretty bad leg injury. So nobody really knew if he was going to actually make a comeback or actually come back and golf again. People thought it might be over for Tiger, but to see him come out and perform decently in the first round of the challenge is pretty good. Tiger has always been the guy, especially coming from Stanford, being real local to the Bay Area, and being, African American, even though he doesn't like to claim it all the time. You know what I'm saying? It gave us somebody to aspire to be. It gives us confidence, us people of color, minorities in general, aspirations to get out there on the golf course, even though mostly it's an expensive sport, I would say, and it's mostly at country clubs that everybody doesn't really have access to. I feel like him and a bunch of people nowadays, oh, excuse me, making him a little more easy to digest as far as getting into the sport, seeing people like us represented there, and it's really cool. It's really, really cool to see. And Tiger has always been that guy. He's winning Masters so many times. We've seen him on that pedestal, the Michael Jordan of golf, of course. But it has been a couple of years. He's been talked bad about some off the, I would say, off the course stuff, just stuff that he does in his personal life. But to see him back out there and persevering and actually getting through the injuries and doing what he loves, it's probably his happy place out there. He goes out there and de-stress. And though it's a lot of pressure to be Tiger when he actually returns, I feel like for him, it's just like I'm actually out here doing what I love to do. He's happy to be alive, I would assume, because his crash that he had was pretty detrimental. I think he's just looking at life a whole different way now. And though people expect him to be Tiger, come out here and smash and win everything, I feel like he's just grateful to be out there on the course and able to play again. And slowly but surely, I think we'll see the old Tiger. I don't know if we'll see him at the apex, but there's still older golfers out there doing their thing, and I think he still has something to show. And you see Aaron Rodgers out there trying to come off an Achilles and perform at a high level, though he's not as old as Tiger Woods, and it's a very complete different injury, different severity of injury. I think there is hope. There's hope, and I don't discredit Tiger for trying, and I'm not saying this is a topic that shouldn't be highlighted. I'm thinking it should be highlighted because the return of Tiger is big, and if he can get anything close to what he used to be, and just seeing him out there competing does a lot for the sport. So yeah, clap it up for Tiger if we can one time. Can we get a clap? Yeah. Let me see if I got an effect for him. Let me get a clap for Tiger. Yeah, that's what I got for him. But yeah, Tiger Woods is back. Next, a little bit sadder news. Von Miller, man. I really like Von Miller. Everything he stood for, his talent on the field. Another golfer himself. Country boy, Texas boy. I think he's from Texas. Super Bowl, almost Hall of Famer. I hope this doesn't mess up his Hall of Fame degree. But choices that he made, what I'm saying, or may not make, which I'm gonna get into in a second, like subconsciously anyways, or consciously. Um, but yeah, anyway, to get to the story, Von Miller turned himself in. I guess he was charged with third degree assaults against his pregnant girlfriend. He got out on $5,000 bond, but supposedly they got into an argument over travel plans or something like that. And supposedly he or she slammed the door in his face. He got heated about that. Got in there and started grabbing her all rough. And I don't know exactly what happens. I'm waiting for more details to come out, but the police did say that there were bruises on her hand, her elbow, and her neck area. They did say that I don't know how they explained it, but he said he had his hands on her neck, but he wasn't strangling her. I don't know what that means, but they said that yeah, there was apparent bruising on her neck too. So he had his hands on her neck somehow. They tried to explain it like he wasn't trying to restrict her breathing. Um, yeah, that's weird. But it just closer and closer I get to understanding these football players and seeing their situations more and more so. Also the I always forget his name, John Jones's brother, the one that's gone through it in with the Raiders. Um, that man too, he's going through this like CTE in the NFL, especially for these defensive linemen and people that are knocking heads with people, linebackers 24/7 and get into these high collision, shoot, they say like every time you hit somebody, it's like a high collision truck crash, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. So just imagine if you're in the league for a long time, doing it at a high level, just every day, just smacking, just head smacking, head smacking. It's like the temperament of these big old dudes just gets out of whack and they just do crazy stuff. Yeah, it should be, I know you can't study CTE until after the person dies and you can do like scientific little tests on their brain or whatever. But still, there should be some ways to treat it or notice it while the person's still alive. And it shouldn't take somebody doing something to the person doing something to them to themselves and having them be able to have their brain examined for us to find out that that person has CTE. Because well, look at the people that are getting hurt from it. I mean, I'm not saying again that we don't, this is just alleged. And me personally, alleged, of course, we don't know if he has CTE or not. I'm not saying he does have CTE, but it's like there's a pattern. There's a pattern. These big old dudes are snapping and hitting their women in general, doing things that are super out of. I mean, again, I can't speak for his character behind closed doors. I just see what I see on TV, and he could put up the biggest front in the world. But this is the first time I'm hearing about this kind of stuff for Von Miller personally. But their attitudes just get crazy. It just seems like they just switch up. I mean, Antonio Brown, uh, well, the stuff that he's doing now off the field, I would never expect in a million years for him to do pre uh, the Vontez Burfict hit. You know what I'm saying? He just went off the hill. He was like going to make the Hall of Fame. He probably, I don't know, maybe if he's quiet for a couple of years, he still will make the Hall of Fame. But it's just CTE is a real thing. I feel like we still treat it like it's like a myth, and it can be real, and some players could have it. I just feel like a lot of players may have early stages of it. It may need to be brought to the forefront a little bit more because I don't know. I feel like it's why do we wait until shit happens to people for us to try to fix something that may be a problem? I don't know. Especially the people that we love to like freaking Von Miller's a freaking media darling, yo. And we waited till it to get to this point for us to check up on him. And then, the Jones brother, he's been in famous, won Super Bowls, brother's super famous. You know what I'm saying? Do we think that just because he was in a family of famous people that he couldn't get CTE or something could be wrong mentally with him just because he's rich and famous? It's just weird. It's just kind of weird. And just everybody's on this mental health kick and kind of wants to bring mental health to the forefront. But then again, when it comes to CTE, it's still taken as, again, a myth or something that doctors are making up or something that's just people are against football are making up. I'm so pro football, bro. But if it comes down to people getting hurt, people killing themselves, people just tarnishing the reputation of football players in general. Wouldn't you want to do something about that to stop that? I know tarnishing the name of football players should be the very last thing you're worried about, but every time a football player, somebody says, okay, you play professional football, do you want it to be immediately associated, be like, oh, so you must have CTE, you must be a crazy ass person. I should watch out for this person because if you get him mad, he's gonna snap, and he more than likely has CTE type shit. Like, you don't want that. You don't want that connotation on your sport. You know what I'm saying? It's just wild. It's just wild. And I think, yeah, I'm praying for the family because she is pregnant. Hopefully nothing's wrong with the baby. Hopefully it wasn't as big as it was meant up to be. Hopefully they can, I don't know. If it's an abuse situation, I would never say she needs to stay with him. But if it was just a drunken night, it just was a misunderstanding, if it was anything like that, I pray for the family because you want the family to be together, especially for the child. But if it's some other shit like they are abusive a couple, they're toxic, then they don't need to be together. If it's the girl that I've seen that he's been with for a very, very, very long time, I'm just hoping that it hasn't been like that the whole time, hoping that they can work it out, can figure it out if it wasn't something super, super serious like CTE or he's been beating her ass like that. I'm just hoping that, yeah, yeah, because again, both sides, again, we know Von Miller on the media person that puts on this good representation of himself. But then again, if there's some domestic violence going on, there's no kind of tolerance for that. It's just not okay. But something did happen. More stories will come out, more details will come out. Von Miller's trying to play this year. Him not really being able to coming off that injury that he had just last year. It's easy to see how that CTE or the anger or that frustration can kick in, not justifying anything he did, but I could see how that could really happen. So I'm saying it probably did happen. I wouldn't doubt it, but at the same time, yeah, there's bruises. There's no way that I could say that, oh, maybe nothing. No, something did happen. Something did happen, and you can never put your hands on a woman. So I don't know. I don't know what he was going through, but again, that CTE needs to be studied. And again, maybe I'll do some research. Maybe I'll have an update. Maybe I'll bring some stuff to the pod, get some people on, talk a little bit more about that because this shit's kind of getting crazy. It's getting real crazy. Moving on, something that I'm barely touching my toes in, to be 100% honest. I don't know exactly like 100,000% about it that much, but it was brought to my attention and I'm a part of this world and um, you know, I just feel like I should be talking about it. So I'm just gonna talk about what I know from right now. Sam Altman, who was the CEO of OpenAI, has been fired by the board. All right. Oh, well, I'm just trying to let you guys know what I understand. Again, I am kind of new to the story. Wow, my headphones, these are new headphones, guys. That's why I can't really put them back on, and I'm having trouble with them. But yeah, Paul brought this, and thank you for another story brought to my attention. But yeah, OpenAI CEO is kind of like the forefront in the AI technology, self-learning technology that's kind of supposed to move all industries forward in a way, but at the same time, people are really scared of it due to its capabilities and the fact that it could do a lot of things that people do, especially job-wise. We saw the recent writers actors strike, and a big part of those contracts had to do with AI taking their jobs. What if they passed away? AI just coming up with a computer animated, computer digitized version of them, and they can use that actor freely without their permission, just because AI is in their contract and the permission to use them as AIs in contracts and stuff like that. It's just a wild concept because we see TV shows, we've seen movies in the past, the Terminators of the world, the Eagle Eyes of the world, and stuff like that. Because when iRobot, AI gets too smart, then it's going to take over the world and we'll be slave to robots type shit. I feel that kind of thinking. We were taught that all the time coming up. But I also think it simplifies a lot of things that we find really difficult in life and could help us out a lot in a lot of different ways. But I mean, its utilization and how people do use it is going to matter. Big companies want to use it for negative ways. I'm under the impression that Sam Altman wanted to use it in a different way. He wanted it to be okay to just go out there and learn everything in the world and just kind of like learn it and know about it and just kind of just grow its brain so it knows how to react in every situation and just know everything about everything and just slowly learn that way and just bring AI up to date that way. But then the board wasn't okay with that. They thought it was too forward stepping, too far forward. They wanted it to be controlled. They wanted them to be able to know what it learns and control what it learns so it doesn't get too powerful and we don't get these movies that I talked about a little bit ago. And I understand it. I understand it because we've been taught this through the movie industry over the years that if AI gets too smart and gets out of control, it'll fuck us over. We saw most recently in the Hulu show, FX show, Class of 2009. If you guys seen the show, you know what the hell I'm talking about. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know who I'm necessarily with. Me personally, I do want AI to know how to think for itself, think outside the box, think of stuff that humans may not have thought of to solve problems that need to be thought of. But I just wanted to not be able to go rogue and do negative things like launch missile codes or some shit automatically without the world knowing or without us wanting to do it or some shit like that. Um, but I don't think we should necessarily have any one or two people be able to control what AI tracks and learns, because then that kind of gets kind of tricky too, because what's to say we don't sell the top AI, say open AI to a what, like a Disney, and then they learn everything about Disney, learn everything about their customers, everything their customers are watching, everything about everybody everywhere to be able to focus their market on servicing just those people. You know what I'm saying? All the advantages of one company owning and being able to restrict what kind of information other people get is kind of wild. So I kind of see both sides. I may be off. If I'm off, you guys let me know in the comments if I'm not talking about the right shit. But I do see both sides. But in result, they fire pretty much the board just kind of fires Sam Altman off of the company that pretty much he created, which is kind of crazy. I don't know. It just seems like the board kind of did it selfishly, but I feel like they regret it in the long run because Sam Altman's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go to Microsoft, sell them my intellectual property, all my knowledge about AI, and we can start some shit over here, and our shit's gonna be better than your shit anyways. You know what I mean? And then slowly a whole bunch of the workers from, you know, OpenAI started to leave because they're Sam Altman's employees and they're loyal to him and they didn't really like the direction of the new owners and the new board and the new company. So they started losing employees that way. And a lot of people that worked under him, which prompted them to actually want to give him a call back because I feel like they heard he's going to go to Microsoft. Maybe they can give him some knowledge and some technology that he didn't offer to OpenAI. Maybe he has some shit in his pocket in the tuck that he can give them and put them past that company. And I'm sure their stock prices fell a lot too because they lost Sam Altman anyway. So I'm not too sure. Again, I'm just talking on my ass right now. But hey, Paul, I need to get you on the show so you can talk more about this shit because I know you know. But anyways, yeah. And then after I guess they called and tried to get him back, and after he didn't go back, he was like, "Fuck it, now I can just start my own shit, and it's gonna be way better than OpenAI anyways." And then as people started to quit, people started to go from I don't know for sure. They suspected they would leave and go from OpenAI to go fuck with Sam Altman and do whatever he wants to do. And I'm pretty much people are at his door asking, you know, how much they want to be our leader in our AI department and the stuff that we need to get to be ahead of the game in the forefront of this AI technology, which is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy because I will say the more and more we start to see AI in the world, the more and more companies start to use it. We'll see a bunch of companies come out because I already see a whole bunch of, oh, go ahead and type in something and we'll AI generate an image for you. Every there's 17 million apps already that do that for you. So just imagine if they had a ultimately superior AI company and it had everything that any company wanted that can make them billions of dollars, and whoever has the best technology in it is probably gonna garner the most money. So I don't know. I feel like there's an arm race quote unquote, to get the best AI, to be the first in the field to get it. So I think Sam Altman's in a great place. I mean, I'm sure he can open up another OpenAI, call it something else, and make billions of dollars because I think he is the brain behind it. He was the old CEO. I don't know if he'll go back. I don't think he'll go back, but I feel like this story alone being out there kind of opens the door for him to do whatever he wants. And hmm, I don't know. I don't know if a self-learning AI is illegal. I'm sure it's not, but I'm sure whatever other company that he goes to and brings that technology to, if it's not illegal, he's gonna just do that shit, and we're gonna see some crazy shit happening in the near future, man. I hope everybody's ready because that is some shit. Again, thank you, Paul, for that topic. And if I was just bullshitting that whole time and I didn't know what I was talking about, if I wasn't talking about the right thing, again, let me know. But if I was right, that is an interesting topic. I just wish I knew more. For that kind of shit is deep reads, and whoo, boy, I am not ready for that yet. Next, something way more somber and some shit that I shouldn't be dipping my toes into because I don't know a lot of the facts, but I know what I'm hearing, and I need to talk to y'all about that. Should I do I don't know if I want to do cameras for this one, yo. I don't know if I want to do a camera this one. I don't know. I think I'm gonna stay off it. I'm gonna leave this one on audio. You feel me? But yeah, P.Diddy, he is in some hot water right now, yo. Some real hot water. I know it is the year of people being exposed of shit that we thought of that we thought was going on, us as the public, us as the Twitter sphere for years and years and years. The whole Will Smith Jada thing, we thought we knew, but now we know. We 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 thought we knew and we always thought, nah, not Will and Jada, never, 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 never. Now we know. Now we got these allegations of P. Diddy, and I say allegations because they are alleged right now. Though some stuff did go to court, and he did settle out with Cassie. So there has to be something there that he felt that he needed to settle. You know what I'm saying? And I heard it was a pretty big bag. So there's stuff going on, and after that settlement, there's like a whole bunch of stuff coming down the pike for P. Diddy. I'm not too sure what exactly has been going on, but there's been a lot of abuse in many different ways reported, especially between the relationship of P. Diddy and Cassie. We saw they worked together for years, but there's been a lot of alleged abuse from Cassie's side. As far as she used to make her sleep with people, he used to have people watch. He used to watch people have sex with her. The sex trafficking allegations. We already know about the publishing allegations from people. For some reason, the resurfacing of the Tupac stuff came back up, and they're accusing P. Diddy of being responsible for that. It's a lot of stuff all at once, man. And then I don't know. And me personally, we say alleged right now, but a lot of times right now, people, when enough noise is made, we have a lot of online social media detectives, man. And people are putting cases together, man. People are saying some stuff. And maybe people are getting rich off of just saying these stories and spreading these allegations. But at the same time, it's like, why do they need to lie? But at the same time, clout, I get it. I get it. But I don't know. I don't think it's because the people that are telling these stories, like, it's not like we remember them by name the next day when we talk about the story. You know what I'm saying? We just, the validity of the story is just brought to the table because it sounds so real. The experiences, the stuff that's said sounds so real. It's like, what do we believe? The industry is crazy, and we're taught that as well coming up. So why is it now that we think that the shit's not real? And I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep it alleged because I don't know anything, and I haven't heard any facts come out because of course it was settled in court, and the settlement kept everything quiet. I'm sure NDAs were signed probably, but it just seems that P Diddy's distraught. We saw him in pictures after the fact, sitting at his house by his pool, sad. Sometimes you think it's staged, and him just want to seem really remorseful. Um, to make him seem more innocent, but it's like, damn, yo, after the settlement, more people coming out with this shit coming out. People have more shit to say. uh just a lot of the jokes from back in the day just kind of seem like they weren't really jokes. He was actually being himself, and the shit that's coming out having shit saying is being real. It's just like, whoa. I've heard people on podcasts tell stories that people are saying, oh, this guy can't be telling the truth, but now it comes out as I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I haven't had as much experience with like liars in my life for me to know when somebody's blatantly lying. But it's like my radar right now, it's like I'm not gonna believe something off top, and I'm not gonna say it's real because this person says it. But I feel like I am able and I'm allowed to kind of decipher and think in my head like maybe it could be, and I can decipher myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be automatically believing somebody because I have the eliminated process to know this person saying some shit, facts don't match up. This person saying this for clout, this and that. I don't know. But when it's a 60-year-old ass person going to an interview saying some shit like he's telling a real ass story, don't look like it's rehearsed, no stuttering, just telling like he's seen it. It's just nuts. It's just nuts to me. Why are we this to believe that it didn't happen? I feel like we kind of glorify these celebrities sometimes and act like they're not human beings. I say this a lot on here, but like, yeah, though they have a whole bunch of security and stuff like that, they're still regular people. They have regular real life interactions with regular people as well. So you never know what happens with these regular people, especially if they have fans that could just do anything at their whim or just no, I don't know. If you have to sign an NDA to do anything, you shouldn't do it. But yeah, Cassie, yes, I heard the settlement was like 30 mil, but it just seems like her whole ability to be in the industry is kind of faded away. He's probably gonna blackball her in a sense, not allow her to be in any industry, especially music, acting. But we have seen some repercussions. He settled, but he's stepping down from being the owner of Revolt. Some schools stopped being in partnership with him. He's starting to lose a lot of investments on that side because of the alleged stuff that he has done. I'm sure more stuff will come out, and I'll be more descriptive with details of stuff that came out when they do come out. But as of now, it's just wild stuff coming, and I can just see it from afar. Um, he's a wild boy. He's always been a wild boy. People said it. People say Black Twitter don't be telling the truth and Black Twitter just be just gossiping. But sometimes, bruh, they could see it from a mile away. They was right about Dwight Howard. They was right about Will Smith and Jada. I don't know. I don't know, man. And I don't know. Prayers out to everybody involved. Man, it's just wild times out here in the world. Our heroes and the people that we hold so high, they just get humanized real quick once all these allegations come out. You think that they're untouchable and nothing can ever happen to them when we see how human they really are when stuff does happen. Even billionaires are getting that heat. It's crazy. Comic-Con, LA Comic-Con, we gonna be there. It's time this weekend. You listen to this on Friday, we already in the air. We already going Saturday, Sunday, we in the spot. Loads of shit to come. I'm getting all these select Funkos around here signed, comic books signed. We out here. I'm not really dressing up, but it's gonna be plenty of stuff. We're gonna try to record from Comic-Con this year. I said that last year, but we got the tiny mics. I'm gonna be a little more forward this year and try to get out there and do the thing. But it's gonna be kind of cool. We're gonna get out here, we're gonna have some fun. I'm gonna meet Napoleon, I'm gonna meet Pedro, Napoleon Dynamite, John Hader, and Efren Ramirez, I believe, is Napoleon and Pedro. I'm going to meet the voice actor Lobo. Sorry, your name is slipping my mind right now. He voice actor for Lobo in a couple of episodes of Young Justice. Scotty Young, Ryan Otley, Sam De La Rosa. Uh, uh, why am I forget? Why am I blanking on his name right now? Uh, Cody Ziegler. All these artists. I'm getting those comic book signs. It's gonna be a great time. Last year we did it once, but the second time we know what to expect. It's gonna be so much more live. And I'm hoping to report live for you guys. You know what I'm saying? And I'm hoping I see a lot more shit that I wasn't expecting. It's gonna be a fast trip for me. Leaving on Friday, coming back Sunday, but I'm hoping to document this whole trip throughout the time, from start to finish. I'll get you guys a little video of me dipping out the house to go to the airport. Then I'm going to LA, get picked up at Friday night, and then me and Damo are gonna be there. We're hoping to maybe have a review pod, so we might give you guys some bonus content before then. But it's gonna be a good one, man. I'm trying to, like I said, I'm just trying to make this a yearly thing. I got VIP this year. We're gonna be in the spot trying to get tickets. This will be the real hunt. We're gonna try to get these tickets, man, to get into San Diego Comic-Con 2024. I don't know how you get the tickets, but whatever I have to do, I am ready this year to put it on to I don't know about that, but I'm gonna do something to get on that list to be a raffle, whatever it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, I can get into Comic Con. I'm trying to bring the pod there. You know what I'm saying? Get some cameos from these people to be in the opening of the pod. That'll be so dope. I'm just excited. So if y'all gonna be in LA, excuse me. Wow. There's still tickets available, I believe. I'll be there Saturday and Sunday. Look for the kid. I'll have some of the best of buy gear on Sunday, but Saturday I'll probably be wearing a little Miles Morales t-shirt. So look for your boy. We're gonna be out there hanging. We're gonna if you down and you see us out there, we can get an interview popping. We're gonna have the mics on deck, the tiny mics, me and Damo, and it's gonna be great. So LA Comic Con. But there is a bigger announcement I wanna talk to y'all about, man. Big announcement. For this, I will do dual cameras. And hopefully you can see me. I'm gonna move this paper out the way. I want to tell you, I want to talk to y'all about something real, real special, yo. I told y'all when I talk about this podcast, I'll let you guys know we're not just a podcast, we're a merch gang, we're a media company. We're gonna do art, we're gonna do stories, we're gonna do comics, we're gonna do everything media, anything media, we're doing it. But firstly, I'm creating my own superhero world. Yeah, I'm doing it. My own superhero world. We out here. I'm coming up with some stuff, man. Me and the boys. If you guys know, Fremont High School is really dear to my heart. So I'm coming up with a comic book kind of based off my group of friends in high school and some stuff that happens to give us superpowers. You know what I'm saying? Me, I become ferrokinetic, can bend metal. We got Damo with the super speed. We got Paul with the teleportation. Sean, invisibility. We got John, shapeshifter. Derek, mind powers. Hey, this is a preview, but how we get the powers, the whole story, we got all this stuff mocked up and ready to go. I just can't wait to tell y'all the stories once we get a little bit more developed. I'm trying to get all the boys to voice act their own stuff. There's gonna be a pod, there's gonna be a comic, there's gonna be a cartoon show. We're doing it all. We're doing all three steps, and my boys, and they all gonna voice their own characters. They're all coming up with their own superpowers and backstories. We're all gonna have this be interactive, this whole group effort. It's gonna be live. It's gonna be live, and I hope you guys are down. Always coming up with new content, always new stuff for you guys, and it's gonna be great. I can't wait for you guys to see the characters, the stories. We already kind of brainstormed it. We already picked all the powers, but now we just got to build from there. So we're trying to do our own little stuff, you know what I'm saying? Be competitive with Marvel, DC, and that stuff, Image Comics and stuff back in the, or well, right now actually, and maybe get some movies made, you know what I'm saying? Do a little bit of something, a little bit of everything. We got some homies out there that dabble in those fields. So we're just trying to make it more interactive and grow the team. So a lot of good stuff to come. A lot of good stuff to come. I can't wait for you guys to see what's going to happen. I don't really have the title for it yet, but once I do, you guys will be the first to know it's in development now. I don't want to give away too much storyline, too much information because I don't want nobody to steal it out there. I know nobody in the family will steal it out there, but you know what I'm saying? It's going to be good because you know how I feel about the power of superheroes, comics, and stuff like that. You know, it's the best of bias podcast. So I'm the best of both worlds, baby. And you know, I'm all about the teamwork. So I just want to bring my boys in. And they're really into it, man. So I'm excited. I really am excited. Yeah, we already got how we got the superpowers, how we found out we got the powers. We got names, power sets. We're trying to come up with the villain now. Trying to come up with our group name, what the comic or the show should be called as a, you know, but concept wise, we got it all down and we have all kinds of stuff, man. This podcast is so great. We got so much stuff, man, for y'all. Tournaments, more tournaments coming, more stuff coming. Of course, me jibber jabbering with y'all. We're trying to do on location interview type stuff, man, and me traveling a lot and just kind of going to the homies instead of me actually facing up with them on Zoom. Maybe I'll pop up in Indianapolis. Maybe I'll pop up in LA. You know what I'm saying? Pop up at the homies' houses and pod from there. You know what I'm saying? We might have the first on the road pod this weekend with the review for Comic-Con. So stay tuned. It's gonna be a lot to come. Comic-Con this weekend, more podcasts coming this weekend, and a new cartoon pod slash comic. Like I told you, man, we're more than a podcast. We are merch gang, media. But yeah, let's see here. And we're gonna finally end it here with Cinema Corner. Couple of topics here for you. Just starting with Kang Dynasty. We have a new director for Kang Dynasty. Kang Dynasty is kind of already the Avengers. The last Avengers movie is kind of in shambles right now with Jonathan Majors being in court for what he's in court for the domestic violence and the him trying to find his girlfriend who was actually lying about the domestic violence and actually was the abuser. They're trying to bring her to court. So there's a lot of stuff they have to figure out. And a lot of courts, a lot of stuff they have to clear before he's able to actually start the filming. So they're considering changing the title of the movie to something else, or just I think they want to change the title and make the main villain Doctor Doom rather than have it focused on Kang, which I think it's kind of crazy. If you listen to the Jock and Nerd podcast, shout out them. Anthony did mention that they should just kind of keep Kang Dynasty and just recast Kang. There's a whole bunch of variants of him, anyways. Just have a variant look different than him. You have that with Loki already, a whole bunch of different looking Lokis. Just go ahead and do that with Kang. Have a different looking Kang, and you can recast them and still continue how you guys are going to continue. You know what I'm saying? Instead of making drastic changes and shaking everything up, just stay the course and just make little changes that'll keep the same story on path. But they got a new director, Michael Waldron. It was the director of Loki season 1 and the Multiverse of Madness. Two pretty good movies. I mean, well, Loki was a show, and Loki season 1 was pretty good. I would say Loki season 1 was better than Loki season 2, if you ask me. But that's just my bias, you know what I'm saying? But Multiverse of Madness, kind of mixed reviews with that one. Me personally, I still need to kind of learn more about America Chavez because the movie was kind of centered around her power. And I really don't know what her power is yet still. She just create portals? Is that it? Like, but the direction of the movie was kind of cool, a little bit darker, especially Multiverse of Madness. Loki was kind of sinister at times as well, kind of thrillery, and I like how it was filmed and directed. So that could be a good direction. I know that'll please the DC crowd. I mean, excuse me, excuse the shit out of me, MCU crowd, because at least they know that the director didn't put out the bad projects, or you didn't have some director that they didn't want. People don't want Taika Waititi anymore because he put too much humor in the Thor movies and kind of ruined Thor. But he just recently admitted that he's only been taking the Thor movies for money to feed his children. He didn't really do any research on Thor, didn't really read the Thor comics. He just needed money for his family, so he took the movies. But yeah, we see some directors that have experience with Marvel and they know the tone and had some successful Marvel projects. That's all we ask for. You know what I'm saying? I know that this movie is not going to come out for another 500 years anyways. So whoever it is, just get somebody who's going to be committed to it. We don't need to push back anymore. Let's get it started right now, cast it right now. Let's get it going, man. We don't need any other holdups because now they're just throwing movies in the middle of all this shit. Shang-Chi 2, Spider-Man or Thor 5 and all this other bullshit. They're throwing in the middle to try to buy themselves time now since they're going to have that pushback so far. And I'm okay with it, but I hope they don't water down these movies that they're putting in just so they have time to make Kang. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, I just hope they don't. A lot of stuff they're rumored to do as far as bringing all these old characters back and having Logan and Tony Stark and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man run the Avengers and Secret Wars. It's just, I hope they do it justice and don't just speed through everything like they usually do, man, because I ain't got to go into the spill. We just already know what's happening and we're just hoping for the best. We're going to keep our fingers crossed. But yeah. Next, we're gonna go over Squid Games, the challenge. Oh my God. If you haven't seen it on Netflix yet, go check that shit out. Squid Games, the challenge. So it's not season 2 like I thought it was of Squid Games, 'cause I know it's supposed to be coming out. But this was actually a game show made off the movie, with a prize money pot of $4.6 million. Nuts. Instead of people going in there and actually dying if they don't win the money, they just played all the games, and if they lost the game, they got eliminated, not died, but they got eliminated. I started off with like 456 people, everybody worth $10,000, and there's only one person left at the end, and the last person wins the money. So we don't know what's gonna happen. It's still going right now, actually. But I think it's 8 episodes out so far, and that takes us to the final 2 people. So so there's a lot of stuff happens in between. If you've seen the movie, it's less pressure of I'ma die and more pressure of this is a social game, not just a competition game. We have to be cool with people. We have to get to know people. We have to get on people's good sides in order to survive in this game, as well as be good at these games. You know what I mean? So it puts a whole nother spin on it. And we like the challenge. We like Survivor. So this kind of reality challenge show that was made off a successful TV show on Netflix. Yeah, it got me. It got me in the way that they highlighted characters and you didn't really know who was going to get eliminated, and they would just eliminate people that they got us used to and just bring up new people. Because there's so many people you can interview and do solos with. It's like we don't know who's going to win and be the last person left. So eventually everybody has to go. So it's like, dang, to see this person that we've been riding with for so many episodes just get eliminated, it's like, damn. But I'm not gonna really spoil it for y'all because actually the finale is not even out yet. So when the finale is out, we'll talk a little bit about the build up to the finale. But the show is great, man. A lot of challenge shows, it's like, okay, it's whatever. Some people think it's rigged or whatever, but this was pretty good. Just the way they filmed it, the suspense, the way again that they interviewed people and got you used to these people, and these people just got killed off like it's Game of Thrones and stuff. And the show actually did get a lot of backlash afterwards too, because of the conditions that they left the people in. Because again, there was 456 people. Some of these rooms are outdoors, left them outdoors for a long time, and they didn't have chapstick, had their lips getting all chapped outside in the cold and stuff for hours and hours while they filmed. And they said it got so bad sometimes that some people were using the lubricated inside of condoms to lubricate their lips, which was crazy. And at that point, once they saw people doing that, they're like, "Here goes some lip balm. You can have some." So there are people that got injured in some of the stuff that they were doing. So it was a crazy result because Netflix is probably going to make a lot of money from this show. But at the same time, everybody that was in the show are kind of spilling the beans about who won and what happened in the show. So it's kind of, I guess they didn't have to sign no NDAs, or they didn't get paid nothing there at all because they don't give a fuck. They're gonna ruin it. But yeah, go watch the show without reading any reviews and just go binge it right now because it's all on Netflix. And then lastly, I've been talking a little bit about Invincible, but we had a mid-season finale. Damn, I'm kind of stopped up right now. But I didn't know. I forgot to tell you guys. Yeah, they're doing a 4-episode season. They're doing a break and coming out with like the rest of it in like January or some bullshit like that, or somewhere hella far down the line. The first 4 episodes were tight though. Invincible, season 2 on Prime. If you haven't seen the first season, go check that out because again, it's one of the craziest superhero cartoons, one of the craziest cartoons in general that I've ever seen. The gore and the superhero action and the stakes and the acting, voice acting, everything about the show is top notch. Some people are like, "Oh, it's cartoons. I don't watch cartoons," but check it out, bro. If you watch the first episode of the first episode of the first season, and then just watch the first season, you'll be like, "Oh shit, I need to see season 2." And then seeing what season 2 had to offer, seeing the aftermath of Mark getting his ass whooped by his dad, by Omni-Man, and then him beating him nearly to death after killing a bunch of people, and then him flying off into space. We see the aftermath of what happened. We see that the dad just was hella depressed in space for almost killing his son, and talking all that shit to his wife and trying to ultimately just fulfill the Viltrumite kind of destiny it was to take over the planet. So these fools just kind of flying through space, and they see this like praying mantis kind of bug species kind of going into this black hole. He decides to save the planet or save the species, take them back to their planet, and he kind of just kind of became their hero. And over time, I guess he just had sex with one of them and had a baby. And throughout that season, you see Mark kind of dealing with the aftermath of his dad just kind of breaking up his family, and his mom's kind of messed up too as well. We see Mark working for Cecil, trying to be a superhero, but he is not really all kind of like, he doesn't have the wisdom of a superhero, the right and wrong, or just kind of like the awareness, you know what I'm saying? So he's kind of struggling with that as well as trying to maintain a relationship with his girlfriend, go to college, and deal with his dad shit. So it's kind of hard. So you can kind of feel for him. And yeah. And then as he's on one of his missions, he kind of finds his dad, and then he gets in that fight, you know what I'm saying? Once he gets in with his dad and figures out his dad has another son and shit like that, they have that little, conversation about, it's like, this is how you should have been on Earth. You care about these bug species, like, and have a kid with a bug when you're on Earth and people are just like you, and you didn't care about killing those people. You didn't care about mom. You didn't care about me. It was deep. It was deep. But then ultimately, as they're reconciling, the Viltrumites kind of find where he is. They come attack him and his son, him and Mark, and they have a epic battle with the Viltrumites. But yeah, oh yeah. Firstly, the big black Viltrumite almost kills Mark, and Omni-Man comes in and just kind of cuts his stomach open with his hand. I don't know how he'd be doing that. Cut people's whole bodies open with their hand. But yeah. But ultimately, during the fight, Omni-Man kills one of the older Viltrumites. The girl with the long hair, y'all saw it, with the blade on the back, almost kills Mark, cuts his stomach open. But Omni-Man comes and kills her. But then the big black Viltrumite that he didn't kill and only cut his stomach open comes to give him the ultimate kick to the spine, fucks him up, and then takes him back to Voltrum because they're going to probably kill him for not taking over Earth and just trying to run away and disappear, as Mark kind of bleeds to death on the ground. And he's like, fuck, my dad's getting taken. This is wild. This is wild. And it ends like that. 4 episodes, bro. You can't just tease us and just dip off. It's just crazy. But check it out, though. Season 2 is out right now. Amazon Prime. If you have it, check it out. Let me know what you think. But yeah, that's all I got for today, yo. Hope you enjoyed part A and part B. If you didn't listen to them both in a row, hope you enjoyed part B. And if you listen to this, go listen to part A. What the hell you doing, bro? There's still some good shit over there. But we're at the end of the podcast, where I like to let them know where you can find me at. It's your boy SNC Lydell on the Instagram, Patrick_Lydell on the Instagram or on the Snapchat. And then if you're looking for me on X, just, it's Patrick Lydell, I think, on there too, I believe. And then on TikTok, you can find the Best of Bias podcast. That's where I post some of the clips on there as well. You can find me on there. I should go on there a little bit more. But the Best of Bias, you know where to find us on YouTube. You're probably watching it right now, and I thank you for it. Hit that like button on the way out. Hit that bell on the way out, so you know when I post a video, you know when everything's posted, and you know when to go watch. You know what I'm saying? I know you're going to watch anyway. I love y'all. But yeah, the video should be up soon. AKA, again, thank you for everything you do. You guys go visit AKA's page and thank him for always putting these videos up, always having some cool shit bouncing around, and always getting us right. You know what I'm saying? Because without him, we would only be best. There would be no Bias podcast without AKA. So round of applause for this man. And again, I hope you guys had happy holidays. Merch still available. Hit me for it. You know what I'm saying? You see the blue beanie with the glasses. I still got hard eyes left. And you guys I still got the new one with the thunderbolts on the side. All still come with gold thunderbolts as well. Because, Growly is the thunder god. You know what I'm saying? He's the thunder man. He brings that lightning. He lightning every time. He's shocking. You feel me? But hit me up. I got you guys. But yeah, like I said, LA Comic-Con content coming, new show, new superhero content coming, all the guys is in it, more tournaments coming up, more Chelsea Girls Corner conversations coming up, trying to get my girl V-Rons on here for sure. Ashwash is always down to talk to y'all. More guests, more family, more Best of Bias family coming. It's episode 188. Hope you enjoy your Friday. Hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving. I'm going to enjoy Comic-Con. Come back with plenty of stories, plenty of content for y'all. Talk about some holiday stuff, maybe too. But it's the Best of Bias podcast. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for clicking play. And hey, I'm out of here. Where that theme song at? It's your boy. It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your Best of Bias.